G'day, Rich Hungerford here from Bushore, Australia, Survival and Tracking School. Look, this is a short review on the Crossfire DG16 pack. Now this is a great piece of equipment and I thought I'd just take the opportunity to show you through it, let you know what makes it particularly good and why I particularly like it. So to kick off the review, let's look at the fundamentals. Any good rucksack or backpack that's going to carry any serious load for the wearer across country and in rugged terrain particularly. And I don't deal with the soft and nice stuff, the walking on the trail in a national park. I deal with off the beaten track, side of mountains, up into the hills, through thick scrub. So I needed a pack that would cut the mustard, so to speak. A lot of the packs I tried failed. A lot of the civilian versions of packs I tried initially failed. They literally got torn to shreds, which meant that I was in the field sitting at my campfire at night sewing up holes in light nylon hiking packs. Now maybe I'm just a bit rough on my gear, I don't know, but it pushed me back into what we call mil-spec equipment. Heavy Kajura, double sewn, double stitched, hard wearing military packs. Okay, now I tried to leave the military and leave that behind, but I just found that things weren't up to speed. I couldn't get good, reliable, tough equipment that would handle the places I was going to and doing what I needed to do. Perhaps that's what I was used to doing. In any case, it wasn't meeting spec. Right? The other thing I found was a lot of hiking systems just simply didn't have the ability to carry load efficiently. They would cut in here. If this chest snap, for example, was not in the right position and the shoulder pads here were not sufficiently broad enough to disperse weight evenly across this upper pectoral section of my chest, down into the, where it cuts underneath my armpit, down to this brachial plexus region. As a consequence, and those of you who do a lot of hiking would know this, sometimes you're walking along and one of your arms or both arms go to sleep. You get pins and needles in them because you're actually placing a tourniquet in along this brachial plexus area. If, for example, this is sitting in there, it's too close to that area, I'm cutting off the nerve and the blood supply into that arm. From a soldier point of view, that was always a pain in the bum because I'm trying to carry and operate potentially a firearm. Now I've got an arm that's asleep. That's not a good situation to be in. So you're constantly adjusting your gear. These chest snaps, one of their primary functions, aside to get better clamp on the body, is to bring that strap away from that brachial plexus on both sides so your arms stay functional. So broad strap on this particular pack, fantastic. Good soft padding. It disperses the load on my back well and keeps it away from that brachial plexus area on both sides. This chest snap is fully adjustable up and down, so it accommodates for different sizes and different genders. So a small person can fit this pack as equally efficiently as a big person. A lot of the stuff that is just straight off the shelf, marketplace available, doesn't accommodate for different sizes in human stature. It's basically made for a one size fits all with a little bit of adjustment because that's cheaper, that's more efficient, more effective from a business point of view. For the wearer's point of view, that sucks. You want stuff that you can adjust fully. Now I'll take you through this whole harness system for this particular DG16 pack with that in mind. So this is the harness system of the DG16. This is the thing that makes this pack incredibly awesome. Now Crossfire have put a lot of time and effort, and there's a lot, in fact there are decades of developmental experience that have been soaked up in this particular design and construction of this pack. I'll give you a quick summary overall. It has a plastic frame, it's a polymer frame. This frame is well and truly pinned to the shell of the pack. I don't know how many times I've picked up a pack that looked good and I put it on, it slopped and waved and carried on my back to the point of making it basically a big sack. It wasn't effectively pinned to the frame. As you can see here, you've got pins 1, 2, 3. They're a unique design. They're done with this little, I don't know if I can pull that out there and show you, but you'll see it later on in the review. They're like a tab system It allows the pack to be adjusted in a whole range of different ways and different attachment points connected up. Let's start with this, where we were left off before though. We've got this strap system across the back. It's a one-piece H-harness type strap. For those of you in the military, this section here, drops back with this system. And there's that ring and tab system I was telling you about. This drops back and sits in to allow you to carry your body armour effectively. So if you've got a plate on your back, this is actually hollowed out sufficiently to accommodate that. And that's one of its key design factors. As a civilian, I'm not carrying a plate, but this gives me great air circulation across my back. So I have a bit of a gap there, I get airflow, I don't sweat anywhere near as much as I would with a full contact pack. So there's no vents or channels up here, it's just open space. Beautiful. My points of contact are this big H harness, very, very durable but well padded. Okay, fully adjustable up here. So if I'm a small person, I can pin this right into here. So for a young lady, for example, we can have this attachment strap back in here so that it accommodates her smaller stature. Bigger blokes or broader shoulder people, we can pull it right out and we can chop and change these things to adapt it to the wearer. Now, a lot of the packs I've tried in the past just don't have that facility. They are just, as we said before, one size fits all, you suck it up, bad luck. Right, this pack has definitely stepped away from that archaic model and is focused on the user, the wearer. The chest snap here, this is a Velcro system all the way down. That allows this snap to be not fixed into molly points, it's fixed into Velcro. So it can be slid up and down again to adjust to the wearer's particular stature. Same with the top pins here, in terms of where the anchor points are for the upper part of your strap. A lot of the time there's too much gap here. So you get this flopping of the pack frame and the shoulder strap. If there's too much gap here, or it's a non-adjustable gap, there's just not enough rigidity or structure to how the load is being carried. And you get this bounce. Particularly if you have to move fast or you get into a light jog for some reason, in contact or running from some kind of threat, you are in this bouncing mode with, you know, anywhere up to 40 kilos of weight bouncing up and down on your body. That's just uncool. So this can be wired in further with molly attachments, and all the molly, you can see it on this pack, all the molly is 15mm molly strap, nylon web, with a full inch between that and the next bit. So when you're putting on your pouches, this is by comparison a standard molly, so 25mm tape, 25mm gap, 25mm tape, 25mm gap. For those of you who've got fingernails like mine who've been ripped apart in the past, threading your molly on, this is a whole new world, because this just slips in so beautifully. Okay, it makes it so easy to put your pouches on to adjust your load carriage system and your requirements as you go through. Cool. So that's the molly on the system. Big hip pad, beautiful, nice and soft. It has waist wraps here. These pads here can be removed if you want, and just have the belt come all the way through. I leave them on because they provide additional load dispersion of the weight of the pack around the full circumference of my waist. All right, but if you're cutting down bulk, you can just leave it as a simple hip pad. Okay, and that is adjustable up and down the frame as well to accommodate variability in size and stature. So it's absolutely brilliantly thought out, and it's got this fantastic focus on what the wearer is going to experience, which I'm finding is increasingly more unique. The frame itself, the frame is a patented plastic, a polymer, as far as I understand. It's patented to Crossfire, and it has got some unique attributes. Now, if you want more details about that, go to Crossfire's website, that's their name there, and have a look at the specifications of that particular polymer and that plastic. But what I find is, and I've carried this pack now for close to a year, I don't like doing reviews until I've done a bit of time with a thing on my back or in my hand, so that I can make sure what I'm saying is actually rigid edge. Now this frame, almost like a well-designed shoe, returns some of the kinetic energy of movement. So as you're twisting and torquing your body, this frame twists and torques with it. It's not rigid. It's more like a skeleton than it is a metal structure. So it bends and flexes with the movement of the body, and it seems to almost return some of the energy back to the locomotion that you're undertaking. So really, really cool design. It is seriously, with the H harness system here, the hip padding, and the ability of these straps and this H harness particularly to just fit properly to your body. It is like carrying, when you've got say 30 kilos on your back, it's like carrying 15. And I'm not even exaggerating. It's one of those things I just wish, while I was still in service, we had the technology advanced enough at that stage to have equipment like this. This is a military design pack. So it is designed for things like radios. It has got radio side axis here. I don't use these a lot, but they are good to get stuff in your gear out if you need to. So as opposed to having a suitcase opening approach, this is a side zip approach. They're reinforced zippers. They are good quality zippers. They're not going to fall apart on you in the field, and you've got Velcro tabs across everything to keep dust and water out. So that's the back of the pack in a nutshell. Great and fantastic piece of equipment. Good carry handle there for dragging if we need to. The bottom is all equipped with molly as well, so you can extend this downwards if you need to put additional sleeping rolls or mats on, if you're into that kind of thing. All right, but there's the DG frame. Fantastic in every sense. Fully adjustable, as we said. There's an example of where my pack straps come down to. Okay, still there for a bigger person. There's room there, and we can pull it up for a shorter person. So a lot of versatility in getting the pack to fit the wearer. Okay, now we're looking at the front of the pack. This is the working sort of side of the pack itself. That's a fairly large pack. I'm not sure exactly of the literage, but I'm guessing it's around about 90 litres, maybe up as much to 100. And you've got the ability to expand, as with most molly systems, to increase your load carrying capability. Right, you've got molly fully up both sides, molly fully across the front. I like to keep my pack fairly compact, and anything that's hanging your foot, I like it down low around my waist so I can feel it and move it around thick bush and all that kind of thing. Now this comes with a cutaway, and this isn't it. This is the lightweight version of the lid. It has a full cutaway lid that can be unclipped and used as a day pack. So if you're in the field and you've needed to go on a short recce, you can actually cut the top of the pack away, and the pack comes with, this is the lightweight lid, comes with a heavy duty lid that has its own integral pack straps, and you can walk off with that. And then you still have a full closure in terms of a wrap. Let me just get this off for you. So your pack's still fully functional, either for surplus use or an additional flap there to keep water and dust out for waterproofing, or to use it in that mode as well, so further reducing weight. So very, very cleverly thought out. Okay. This strap is to help tie this down, so once you've got this in place, you can cinch down and compress your load. Now if you've ever carried a pack without compression straps, you'll probably be familiar with the thing moving around with the load shifting on you as you're walking. That's really not cool. Right, you want your load cinched down into a nice firm bundle so that things aren't moving around whilst you're moving, and your body and your muscles particularly are trying to compensate for shifting load on your back. You want everything stable. So you've got compression straps on both sides, you've got compression straps top and bottom, and you've got additional compression straps down here for the lower sleeping compartment. Okay, all moly. These clips are fantastic. They are much more, they're made of the same plastic, I understand, as the frame. Much more durable. They're more metal than they are plastic in terms of the way they feel. Lots of good thought into their design and placement, so they're very versatile. Pack comes with spares. I don't think I'm ever going to need them. I'll leave them in the drawer at home. Lots of good thought out closure systems. And a good height, so I've got load, surplus, carrying room if I need it. Around the sides, full length for weapon systems or any other long articles you're carrying. Full length sleeves go all the way down on both sides. Okay, I carry things like folding saws and stuff in there at the moment, a small axe, but you can carry, you know, shorter weapon systems in there if you're still in the military. All sorts of fantastic uses that can be put to. I'll have a look inside the pack now for you and look at the way that the internals are set up. Okay, so this is the upper part of the pack. So you've got a point of reference. So it's the inside upper compartment. There's a partition between the bottom and the upper compartment. That partition can be unclipped and removed, so you've got a full tube in this pack if that's the way you prefer to operate. Or you're carrying a large load, such as a water jerry can or something of that nature that needs that space. So it's very versatile. This clipping system, so inside the pack here, there are a number of pockets. Those pockets come with the pack. They can be removed, or they can act as load partitions in their own right within the pack container itself. There's a full radio harness and system in there if that's what you still need. Each one of these pockets can be removed. It's a simple design, incredibly strong, okay, and backed up with full Velcro. Okay, so this pouch, for example, goes all the way down through the bottom, sorry, through the top section, locks in, pins in, and that combination of Velcro and the tab ensure I've got this nice load partition in my gear. Okay, moly on the back wall internally, so I can actually continue to put other pouches or any other dividers in there, or as we said, a radio system. There's room for a bladder if you're into bladders, and anything else you need to put into that back section as well. So I've got 3 pouches, 2 long narrow ones on the side and a bigger one on the front. Mesh wall, which is good, it helps you see what's in there, so I can have a look at that and say, yep, that's where that damn thing is. And the bottom partition is also able to be removed, as we said. Same method and system of pinning that into place. We'll have a look at the bottom now and we'll see what that looks like for you. So this is the bottom section of the pack. Now, as we said, you could treat it as a complete top load system if that's your preference. It also comes with this sleeping area compartment. Now the ones I've always used in the past are a stuff sack from the side, okay, coming in this direction. So you had an opening on that side of the pack. That was great, except it took away the ability to place additional pouches down low. Right? So they had to be up higher on the pack, which then means the load is up midriff as opposed to down on your hips. Okay, so I'm finding this is really useful. Now, same closure system here, but it's a bit more unique in terms of it has this butterfly system over the front. Okay, opens up like so, and then underneath this flap to keep out dust and water is a full zip. Okay, once we go inside, compression strap on the inside to keep my sleeping gear in and stable. So if I had any potential failure here, gear's not just going to start dropping out behind me as I'm walking along. Right? Same clips everywhere, so plenty of potential for cannibalisation. Just drag my sleeping gear so you can have a look inside. So plenty of room in here, good space. There's the upper partition divider. Okay, pinned in, so I can remove that and have that full space available to me, or I can keep it as this separate sleeping compartment area. Okay, really well designed. This is a reinforced bottom. It's actually got double layers in there. It looks like a foam layer, drainage holes for water, and then tucked in underneath the molly here. Okay, so I can also put my sleeping mat on the bottom or on the front of this to keep my load high and tight, and that's pretty well it. You can see, you might not be able to see because of the light, but everything's well stitched, double stitched and reinforced all the way through the pack. It is a really good, strong system. So that's the Crossfire DG16 Delta Golf 16. Fantastic, large rucksack or pack. If you're still in the service, do yourself a favour, get one of these things. Don't end up like all my peers, bent, broken and bitter, because they've been carrying substandard equipment that isn't actually designed with their interests in mind. It's designed to go into the pockets of some manufacturer. The mob who make this are a small business, but they're putting a lot of effort into making good quality gear. Another good Australian company making great equipment that is user focused, as in end user or customer focused. We need that. We only get one body. If you are new to the service, or you are old in the service, or you are out of the service and you're still doing a lot of hiking, get good gear on your back. You only get one back, and once that's gone, you'll know about it. Alright, so really invest in good gear. And this isn't a particularly expensive pack. There are more expensive packs on the marketplace. It's a pretty reasonably priced product. Go to the website for the manufacturer. They'll give you all that detail. I'm just telling you what I've experienced with this pack over the last 12 months since I've had ownership of it. Thanks, Crossfire. Keep up the good work, and for you guys and girls out there, try it, have a look, do your research, and come up with your own well thought out idea of what you want to have your gear carried in on your back. Dare to survive.